Okay guys, welcome back to Cycle Every Day. Thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and watching the videos and also commenting on the videos. It's really positive and makes us kind of carry on with this YouTube journey and basically just sharing what we've found from our commute and just basically using our bikes every day. Today, what I wanted to talk about was our kind of use of cameras. Now, cameras are really useful on a bike, and to be fair, this isn't going to be a review on the camera that we use, but just an overview of why we use cameras on our bikes. So, this actual camera is the one that I use, which is a GoPro. Now, this was brought a few years ago, and you can't actually buy this model anymore new, although you can get these things on eBay. But this is, I found, is perfect for using on the bike, and originally the idea was to use this to make YouTube videos. A kind of thing that we wanted to do and still are doing anyway. But basically, just to record things on the bike. And recently, we went away on holiday to Wales, and we went round and did some cycle rides around some mountains. And kind of recording some of those kind of nice things about cycling and how good cycling is. But what's become more apparent is the need I've found, especially cycling and commuting at busier times of the day, and now that traffic is getting more increased, is that I would not cycle anywhere now without this camera, purely and simply for safety reasons. Now, on my commute, and if you follow us on Twitter, you'll probably see some of the videos that we kind of show, and also some of the pictures of close passing vehicles. And if it wasn't for this camera, we would not be able to report these kind of close passes to the relevant police force. Drivers are aware that they need to give you space, and unfortunately, some drivers don't do that. I mean, a lot of drivers do allow you the correct amount of space, which is at least 1.5 meters, and should be, when you overtake a bicycle, you should be given as much room as you would leave for a car. So going over to the other side of the road and then going back onto the normal side of the road, but after you've overtaken, not cutting in straight away. And I'll be honest with you guys, at least 5 a day I experience on the way in and out of Birmingham. And the worst places are in Dudley and in Sandwell, where there's no cycling infrastructure. Birmingham is actually not too bad because there is cycling infrastructure there. But like I said, I don't like reporting close passes. I'd prefer not to have any close passes at all. But I think the main thing is if these aren't reported to the police, then the drivers aren't aware that they've done something wrong, generally speaking. So, if you report a close pass, that goes through to the police. The police review the video, and then basically they will, if they feel that it was a close pass and it was dangerous, they will send a letter out to the driver or the owner of the vehicle, and then basically just to remind them of safety, and they may be asked to go on safety courses. The other point is if it was considered dangerous or they are a repeat offender, then it may be the fact that they start getting points on their license to deter them from doing it again. We're not trying to do this to annoy people, but to make the road safer for other cyclists. The way I look at this is, if I report someone who's close past and has been dangerous, hopefully next time they won't do it to someone else, and next time it could be even worse. So that's one of the main reasons. As I said, it's not a pleasant experience being close past, as many people who cycle will know, and it's actually a long process to report people who do close pass. But like I say, I think it's needed to improve safety on the roads. And until we get segregated cycle lanes that make it safer for cyclists, then it needs to be done if that's what you want. So yeah, this has become really important, and so important that actually our eldest, who's going to start cycling to secondary school in September, in a few weeks from now, we've got him a camera for safety reasons. So that's the camera. Now, just in general, we kind of just wanted to kind of overview of the main important things about the camera. Now, obviously, it has to be waterproof, especially in the UK. So, for example, our GoPro is waterproof. It doesn't need a case. It's actually waterproof. However, this one that our son has is not waterproof. So it has this kind of waterproof case. So that's actually the camera, and then this is the waterproof case. So it can be used in the rain, which it rains a lot in the UK. So it's no good just getting a normal camera and sticking it on your handlebars, or if you can get something to wear where it fits on or on top of your helmet. If it's raining, it's going to break. So waterproof is really important. Also, in terms of the kind of quality, when you're using it on the road, generally speaking, cars may overtake quite quickly. So you need to make sure that it's got a good quality that can read a number plate, for example, if you need to use it for that reason. So, for example, the GoPro is fine for that, and actually this camera here, which is a Kit Vision one, is fine as well. And generally speaking, any action cam that you can buy will be fine. Using your phone to record is not it's not designed for that, and also you've got to make sure it's safe. So when you're on your bike and you're cycling along, you've got to make sure that you're being safe on the road. It's no good riding around holding the camera up, because obviously you've just got one hand on the handlebar. So whatever you're using, you've got to make sure it's actually secure. It's not going to fall off and cause an issue for other road users. But it's no good riding around holding the camera. You've got to make sure that you can be safe on the road as well in case there's any potholes around. But an example, I mean, we literally brought this camera we fitted to my son's bike on Sunday, and we actually went out for a bike ride to test it out, see what it was like. And we kind of went into Dudley, just a little bike ride, probably about 7 kilometres. And one of the problems with cameras when you report them is, depending where it is on your handlebar, it can lose the perspective a little bit. So, for example, some of the video clips you'll see on my GoPro, it's on the handlebar, but it doesn't actually look like the cars have passed that closely. But obviously, on this little bike ride, we went to test this camera out. My son was behind me, I was in front, and we had a car that close past us. You see the footage of my camera, where it doesn't look as close as what it was. But then if you look at the footage of my son's camera behind, you can actually see how close it was. So just one thing to be aware is that some of the perspective when you see these videos is actually, it's a lot closer than what it actually looks. And that's just one example of a bike ride. Literally the first time we go out with the cameras and someone close passes us, and very dangerously as well. And the other point is that, generally speaking, when you're overtaken by a car, they don't get any further anyway. That particular car got stuck at the traffic lights just in front of us. So there was no time saving or anything like that. So, this video really is just about why we use cameras, and why I think that it's safer to have a camera just in case something happens, and you've got some evidence there. There's far too many stories I'm hearing about cyclists who've been run over or killed even on the bikes, and because there's no video evidence, there's nothing done about it. Generally, they say the cyclist is at fault, and I'm not saying that that's always the case. Sometimes, it may be that the cyclist was at fault, but on occasions when it's not, then having a video camera is useful because it's actually recording what actually happened, rather than just so they said and I said, and and it's actually got some recording there. So that was it for today's video, guys. Just a kind of an overview of why we use cameras, why I feel that it's needed. It's a requirement, really. And like I say, I kind of never go out anywhere on my bike without a camera now. Even just to ride down the shops, it's recorded. And it's something like a lot of cars. A lot of cars have got dash cams for exactly the same reason. If anything happens, it's recorded in evidence. And you've got something to look at and kind of determine what actually went wrong. So that's it, guys. Thanks for all the subscribers again. Next week we'll be doing another video next Friday. But thanks for all your support, and if you like the video or like the content, then please give us a like and subscribe and hit the bell, and we'll catch you in the next one.